Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Your burger is served. And this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Chapter 2, Family. Episode 13, Castles of Sand, Part 2. Time is the lens through which we understand, and yet it also blurs the past like oil smeared across a window. For some, it hides our horrors. For others, it shines light upon lies. But time is no one's friend when time itself feels fear.
As in like the time god?
I don't know, I just sit back and write words and see if they mean something later on. But yeah, that's what I mean. Welcome back to Girls Who Don't D&D. I'm your Dungeon Master Cory, and with me tonight are...
Indy playing Freya.
Stacey playing Kaa'Riin.
Lana playing Morrigan.
A very quick shout out before we get straight into part 2, because I think this one might be a big one. I'm saying hey to MT Ike, Draco 007, Brandon, Ronald, and Samantha, who all left lovely reviews in various places around the internet. I found you, and they said lovely things about my eternal patience and tolerance. No? Silence from you. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I was just processing the fucking audacity.
They mentioned the audacity. Girls, who would you like to say hey to?
I would like to shout out to Farrington Rain, who left a lovely comment on one of our posts. Thank you so much. We are top notch. I definitely do agree. And also, hey to my mum and dad, who actually like all our posts. I love it so much. It's so cute.
Aww.
I'm going to shout out to that one guy next door because he's from the Netherlands and I have family in the Netherlands.
Sorry, I thought you actually meant a guy next door.
No, he is that one and only guy next door.
Fair enough.
That one guy, the only guy, but you guys know I love a straightforward handle.
Lovely.
Do you know what handle means, Cory?
Yeah, it's a military term. It's been around for longer than you.
In terms of Insta.
Oh, no, I don't understand the socials.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
I don't understand what the children are doing.
What's a handle in the military?
Like Maverick from Top Gun.
Yeah, like their name, like their...
Call sign, handle, that one.
So it's the same for Instagram, it's their username.
Yeah, but I'm just saying other people may have come up with it first. Just put that out there that maybe things occurred before social
I was wondering
media.
if you knew what it meant in this context.
Which you do.
Is it the same one as Maverick?
Yes. Yeah.
Good, then it's the same
So
concept.
yes was the answer.
All right, so I'm just saying right now, if we were to go up into a plane right now, I could talk to these people. That guy, the guy who lives next door, his call sign is too long. If I'm flying around getting shot at by MiGs and I want to call out and go, hey, Mav's quick. All right, I don't want to be talking to the guy next door. Who else we got?
I am shouting out Mess and Distress on Instagram. Bethany and Leah have actually sent us some lovely messages, but also some fan art, which was really well done.
Yeah,
and
I liked it.
For those of you that have been following our Insta and seeing the drawings of Kaa'Riin in animal form with the pink, that is 100% inspired by these lovely ladies who did it first. So all the credit to them.
All right, let's get started. Ladies, are you ready to play?
Mm-hmm. 1 sec.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, we're playing.
It's just 3 girls, a dragon, and a handful of dice. Some guys telling stories, I'm sure they'll be nice. There will be monsters, and magic, and fire and ice. But it's mostly 3 girls a dragon and dice.
When we left our well-rested heroes only moments ago, the massive flying lion guy, now known as Darkon, was saying his farewells as the Children of the Night and the Assassins of the Nine Lives Guild prepared to head out across the orchestral sands on the backs of the very punctual Spirit Bears, in search of the technically still unnamed Minty Bitch and Freya's forgotten home. Speaking of names, the new commander of the guild is also unnamed, so in 3 seconds, girls, call out a name and what I hear is what should be called. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ashley.
Okay, Shashley. Shashley. Now, what would you like to do?
We need that flute.
We need the flute. The flute.
Right.
The flute is the key to getting it, isn't it?
As far as you can tell.
Okay, let's go get the flute.
Well, that was the memory, right? You play the flute and it raises the Regent City.
So we're going to follow the tracks, follow Minty Bitch, and she will go in there.
Darkon looks at you all, and you hear the voice in your mind from Darkon at first, and he wishes you well. And then Dutch says, "Don't fucking die." Got it? And then they fly away.
Did we get to say anything back?
You go ahead. As they come back and land. Sorry, was there something you wanted to add? There's something.
Hey, quick question. Could we maybe keep loot for healing purposes so we don't die?
Darkon in no way is comfortable with that idea. He's lost loot before and he's not doing it again.
I have an entirely separate question.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys get, combined?
Oh. Glad you asked. Dutch answers this. Harkon just grabbed me and pulled me into a cauldron. It's pretty close to the last thing I remember because straight after that, we were the same thing.
So you're saying 2 of you got into a cauldron and 1 creature came out?
As far as I can tell.
Like an anglerfish.
That is very useful information
I've
for me.
been hearing
Thank
about something
you.
called an anglerfish. Would you like me to explain it to you?
No, thank you.
I'll explain it. It's when an anglerfish finds another anglerfish,
And
they actually
Darkon
morph
flies
into
away
one.
as fast as possible.
But Darkon!
Fucking...
And as they're flying away, you can still hear his voice going, "Oh, that fucking anglefish thing."
Important question.
Yeah, you didn't even hear it well enough to actually know what it was accurately.
An important question, lady. Thank you.
Head off. You head off across
Fucking
the sands. And the sands themselves are softer than they look. There's no wind. Even the sun isn't too hot. But there's no water either. Just sand and desperate bushes.
We need to find food and water or we won't last long.
Everyone takes turns riding the bears, but the assassins let the children ride longer. Still, even after just a few hours, the desert is taking its toll. The tracks in the sand suddenly stop as the ground becomes harder and begins to lead downwards. Dunes rising on either side, a deepening canyon leading away, and the first sign of a cool shadow since you left. Freya, the thoughts of Thine appear to still be on your mind. It's as though you can still see his face in front of you as you walk, and then, far in the distance, something quite rare occurs. "You can't do this. You're too tired," she said, reaching for his hand. But he didn't listen. "They'll die if I don't," he replied, and even he could hear his voice weaken in his response. "Get me to the fortress walls." For years, she'd been by his side. She'd had far less of the better times than she deserved, though. Now was nothing new. She carried him, no longer hand in hand like when they first met, not arm in arm as it had been for so long. No, now she carried him, hunched and weary like a sack from the markets. "Every time you reach out to her, it takes a little more. You must leave something of yourself, for us, for me," she said. He couldn't see the tear form in her eye, but he knew her well enough. "Castia, just get me to the wall, please." And so she did. Not once did she let him down. From his new vantage point, he could see only 2 colors, the singular blue of an endless sky and the dry yellow sands that burnt beneath. He raised his hands and called out as best his dying voice would allow, his husky words swirling into parched wastes. The wisps joined and rose, thickened and filled as they climbed high, leaving growing shadows to provide relief to the sand below. "Enough," said Castia. "You cannot survive this, Thine." But again, he did not listen, and the dark clouds grew. You see a dark cloud forming on the horizon, heavy with occasional bright streaks lighting the curves like a nebula. It appears as though it's going to rain, but just not quite where you are. Can you give me a perception check?
14 plus 2, 16.
15 plus 2, 17.
5.
How'd you go there,
What's
Alana?
up with you?
Are you using the right dice? Does it go past 10?
Great
We're not
question.
rolling the D4?
Freya and Kaa'Riin, you hear a laugh echoing through the canyon. Freya in particular recognises that laughter. She's heard it before, but Kaa'Riin's come to hear it as well. It is the laugh of the girl we know as Minty Bitch. Now, what would you like to do?
Fucking chase her.
Oh, you're going quick.
Yeah.
I love it.
You kidding? What else would you
We don't
do?
miss a
Alright.
beat. We're like, get her.
Let's go. All right. You start moving faster and faster. As you move along, you can hear the clinking and clanking of pebbles falling down the side of what becomes a deeper canyon. And this is mixed with the murmurs of the group as they suddenly become more quiet, as though this is a bit more risky than they'd originally thought. Some of the assassins start looking to the tops of the canyon as it gets further and further away from you. Sand begins to swirl together. And I'm going to use something this time that's called your passive perception. This is how well you recognize things when you're not specifically paying attention, just you would otherwise notice, okay? Tell me what your passive perception check number is, and we'll see if you notice anything.
10.
You're not specifically looking. A 10? No, you don't notice anything.
12.
12.
Freya and Kaa'Riin, you notice that some of the assassins start slapping at their feet and arms, cursing some sort of minor yet sudden pain. Everybody roll initiative.
9 plus 1, 10.
10 for Morrigan.
Freya, can you read that for me?
16.
So 18.
And mine is 2 plus 5, which is 7.
Okay, now for the purposes of fights from now on, we're going to include the Children of the Night and the Assassins as one. They're fighting together, but everybody else will be separate. Kaa'Riin, you notice something crawling up. It's like a very, very small, like we're talking the size of a fingernail maybe, a small little worm, a sandy-coloured worm.
Yeah, so I just pick it up between my forefinger and thumb and be like, ew, what's that?
And it squirms around in your fingers. What would you like to do to it?
Squish it.
You don't even need to roll an attack for that. You are definitely powerful enough to destroy this very, very small worm. The small worms are next. And you notice that it wasn't sand swirling around. It was worms. There are thousands of them.
Oh, God.
I don't mind worms.
Spiders, no. Worms.
I bought a worm farm and I just haven't got worms yet. I've got to build a little shelter for them.
Really, you just went to the hardware store and bought some dirt.
No living things.
It's a dirt farm. The worms are next, and you notice some of them start joining together. And the first thing you see is little balls of worms starting to get larger and larger. Morrigan, it's your turn.
Oh, a big worm, like a tapeworm.
Oh God, I didn't think of it. Yes, now,
Yuck.
they definitely form a ball, just a ball. So far, the size of a tennis ball.
Oh, okay.
So the sand appears to be coming alive around you. They're turning into little balls around the size of a tennis ball. These little squirmy, yellowy, wormy things. And they're going to attack you.
Do they go individually, like all 1,000 million of them?
Well, they turn into things. If they're near you, they can give you a little nip, but they don't do too much. The mothers from the Nine Lives Guild and the children are being shuffled to the side, trying to get into safety. A couple of them have stayed back with you, but most of them are there about protecting their own kids at this stage.
That's fair.
Let's see. I'm just going to launch a couple of tennis balls at you each.
What if we call some big birds to come eat them?
Yes.
You do have that animal thing.
What if we gather them and put them in their own worm farm?
Yeah, maybe they just want some nice soil.
You are now being attacked by multiple sandworms. They're very, very small. Think maggots.
Ew.
Ooh.
So both balls manage to hit you, and here's how this works. For each thing that hits you, I will roll a dice that represents how many sandworms are in the object, and how many of them manage to get a quick nibble in as they hit you. They're quite small. There's about 20 worms in each of these balls. So let's see if they hit. And that's 2 14s to hit you. Does that hit you?
Yes, absolutely. Pretty much anything can hit me is the name of the game.
So let's see how many worms get their teeth in.
Too many.
Too strong a breeze gets you and you're like, take damage.
And I just rolled 2 1s.
Hey!
2 1s, 2 points of damage. See, on their own, they don't really hurt that much.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Still too many worms. I might not die today.
Oh, finally.
Kaa'Riin, I rolled a 10 and a 2. I think you're safe.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Freya, oh my God, a 5 and a 2. We are off and running. So these balls of little sandworms impact upon you and just spray and flick back out into the big sea of them that are swirling around
At
you.
least they're not the freaking exploding rats.
Morrigan, you are next. What would you like to do?
Shit, really? I was totally prepared for that. They're little, they'll sizzle.
You want to shoot them with fire?
Firebolt.
Give it a go.
That looks like fire. It's a 7 + 7.
One of the tennis balls bursts into flame, little screaming noises, and an entire tennis ball disappears.
Yes, this is my kind of fight.
Freya, you are next.
What if I did a minor illusion and I turned it into a worm, like the mother worm, and I said, all worms, go back. That's my orders.
Okay. You are very good at lying to worms. You're very good at deception. So give me a deception check. But it is going to be a disadvantage because these worms know they don't have a giant worm mother.
Could be a god.
Why did it hit that one? I should go again.
That's not how it works.
It's a 9.
Disadvantage.
Oh, it's a 9 + 9, so 18.
It's not. It's a disadvantage.
They're
You have to
all
roll
another
twice.
dice.
Trying to dodge the disadvantage.
And an 8.
All right, so what'd
It's
you
a
roll?
17.
If you turn into a giant... What do you, first of all, describe to me what you think a giant worm mother looks like.
Just one of them, but bigger.
That's exactly why they're not falling for it. They're like looking at you going, what the fuck is that thing? None of them are going, oh, that's mum.
Is there a mother worm?
No.
Well, how did they get here? Aren't they asking that question? The chicken or the egg?
The worm or the lava. No, they still don't fall for it because they've never, ever heard of a worm mother.
Okay, well, what about like a little wig and a pair of spectacles on it?
Yeah. Bit of a front fringe, grey, glasses. Bit larger in the worm area.
You just did the thing with your hands where you shape a
A
butt.
booty.
And like big saggy boobies.
If you'd like to, you could also choose to move because that thing did not work what you just did.
Okay. No, well, there's nowhere to go really, so no.
The assassins are next, and there's about 6 of them. I'm going to roll for all of them just to see what they managed to do. Holy crap. Out of the 6, one of them manages to hit because my collective total was actually less than Morrigan normally rolls. I've got 2 1s in there as well.
That's hurtful.
So a few more have been slashed up, but they're looking around now saying, this isn't working. It's not working.
Well, the worms are.
No, the worms, the
Oh, the assassins.
Are you guys playing the same game as me tonight?
Yeah,
Do I need to
sorry.
step outside? This looks like it's not going to go well. Kaa'Riin, it is your turn.
Girls, can we just like collab for a second? Where are we trying to get to?
Did we come down into this ditch of sand?
Deep canyon.
Deep canyon of
Long
sand.
Canyon?
Yeah.
So we probably wanted to get out of the canyon of sand.
Like, do we actually have to fight these stupid worms? Like, I feel like we can just go.
Well, I think because we've got children with us, we're trying to...
Oh, we're a whole crew.
Yeah.
And there's bears, right?
Can that bears eat the worm?
Can the bears stomp all over the worms? I mean, I just feel like...
Thousands upon thousands. They looked like sand when you got here.
So do you want to try and get through the worms and follow the footsteps?
All right, I want to call some lightning. That sounds sick.
Oh shit, that's your new thing. I thought you were picking Tidal Wave, which would have been perfect here.
Yeah, it would, except that. Longevity-wise, do you remember when the lightning hit Freya's sword and it was like...
Yeah.
How cool would that be if we could just do that on demand?
Oh, I like that.
I love the very logical thought process to choosing this spell.
It's all about presentation and flair.
What does the spell say?
Here's what it says. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius, centered on a point you can see 100 feet directly above you. The spell fails if you can't see a point in the air where the storm cloud could appear. When you cast a spell, choose a point you can see within range. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to that point. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d10 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
All right, that's pretty powerful. Here's what I'll do. If you can make a DC 15 Arcana check, I'll let you split the lightning bolt into 3 bolts, but they'll only do 1d10 each. But at least you wanted to waste it all in one spot.
But it also says something else. So if you are outdoors in stormy conditions when you cast this spell, the spell gives you control over the existing storm instead of creating a new one. Didn't you say that there was a storm coming? Can I have it? Can I have that? Can I have that storm?
Can I have that one?
What? Fucking hell, it just says you can take over a storm.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm partially regretting what I just said about what I can do with your storm, but give me a DC 15 Arcana check, and if you get that...
16.
Yay.
This episode is brought to you by Hulu, presenting Paradise. Paradise is Hulu's critically acclaimed addictive drama series, starring Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden. The Daily Beast calls Paradise your next TV obsession, and the New York Times says it's exhilarating in all the right ways. Paradise is for your Emmy consideration in all categories, including Outstanding Drama Series. For more information, visit fyc.hulu.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Mic check. 1, 2. Are we recording? Hi, I'm Michelle Bernstein, an award-winning chef, restaurateur, and mom. I have a lot on my plate, including my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. That's why I was prescribed Cosentyx. It helps me move better.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for people 2 years of age and older with active psoriatic arthritis. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
We are unstoppable.
Shit.
Oh, I'm going to call some lightning.
Okay.
Gonna call some lightning.
You are in a narrow...
Thunderstruck! Okay, sorry. Go on.
You are in a narrow canyon, and you are going to fill it with lightning. Excellent.
I said what I said.
Okay. I'm just trying to check. What do you need to hit?
They need to roll dexterity 13.
Okay, I have to roll for about 15,000 small worms, but I doubt very many of them are going to survive. What are you going to do about everyone else standing around getting hit by lightning?
I'm going to turn around to everyone. I'm going to go, guys, listen to me, Kaa'Riin. And then my hair is going to flow in the background. They're going to be like in awe. They're like, oh my gosh, we should listen to her. She seems amazing.
You're going to use half the spell making your hair look better.
No, I actually have like a gust of wind. Do I have to roll for that?
You're not using that.
Why?
Because that would stop you from using others. You can only cast one spell per round. Stop
Okay,
trying to make the rules break by going,
Okay, so
I
at
cast
that
all my
moment-
spells simultaneously.
Okay, so at that moment, a gust of wind that doesn't come from me, but that just happens to flow naturally through the channel, waves my hair back, and everyone's like,
Yep. Flicks a bunch of yellow worms into your hair.
yeah, but it's fine. I just kind of flick
Still
them off.
looks amazing.
And they're like, oh no. And I'm like, get this, guys. For Kaa'Riin, I'm going to call some lightning. Oh, Kaa'Riin, no, don't do that. What about us?
That is precisely what Shishayla says. What about us?
Well, hey, I've got a plan for you too. I can control what happens, so I'm just going to get you to safety, guys. Okay? So if you can just move to a safe area, hands and feet to yourselves in the recovery position.
The
The
crash
fetal
position?
position, not the recovery. Do not do that.
Not the fetal position. Did you say that everyone lie down in the fetal position?
I'm going to need you to all just scurry behind me to the edges, get into crash position.
They're like, what's the crash position?
Well, you see, when you're in a horse and cart and you're going really fast, and there's like a little pamphlet in front of you, and it says that you got to
In the back of the seat.
in the back of the seat.
Yep.
you know that script, bridle. Yeah, the script you pull out. So just do that, embrace yourselves, and when I have perceived that you are all ready, I'm going to call some lightning and clear this worm problem up for us.
Now, the lightning will hit a massive area of these things. It won't get all of them, but it will kill a huge number of them.
Okay, guys, so at least 60 feet back, please.
You start running. I'm not going to roll for these 13,000 little worms that you're about to kill.
I actually insist that you do.
All
They
right, I'm
are
going
the
to roll
rules.
13,000 dice. Here we go.
It does say each creature within 5 feet of that point, so you better...
13,000 dice. This is what that sounds like.
Okay, now read them all out one at a time.
So your spell whirls up a truckload of
a worm load of worms flicking around, going all over the place, and sweeps them out of the place. And when all this clears, there's a big gap now that's just actual sand, and then there are still more worms on the other side of that. But you have, probably this is the biggest wormicide that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Are the people cheering? Are they like,
They do.
Kaa'Riin, we've never seen so many dead worms in all of our lives.
You've done so much, and more worms are just splatting into their face like they're driving quickly in an outback road. So all the kids have splattered worms on them.
Yeah, you're
and
welcome.
Now it is the worms' turn. The worms in the distance turn into a large fly swatter.
Yeah, we're the bugs.
And I try to hit Freya. They are not quite in range, but they did turn into a long fly swatter. All right, so I'll make it a disadvantage because I think they're outside of the range.
A fly swatter.
And as usual, I have rolled abysmally.
Great.
But a massive fly swatter of little worms slaps down in front of you and just misses. Sand comes flying up, bugs come flying up. Morrigan, you're next.
So there's still worms to fight?
Lots of them.
Lots of them. Okay, cool. I'm not going to waste any spells on these things. I'm just going to keep throwing cantrip firebolt at them.
More fire? All right, give me a roll.
13 plus 7.
Okay, another small group of these things burst into flame in front of you.
Oh, no, I want the whole fly swatter.
No, that crashed to the ground in front of you.
I wanted the fly swatter.
Turned into nothing again. It was a big fly swatter.
I know, I really wanted the fly swatter.
Freya.
I think we should all run through the gap that Kaa'Riin created.
Yeah. We're just going to go hit another wall of them though, aren't we?
Yeah.
At least we won't be like stopped in the one
Stuck
spot.
in a one spot. Yeah.
We fight forward.
Yeah.
Kaa'Riin, are we going to have to stay in a circle with the kids in the middle of us?
Probably should do. Like a triangle, do you mean? Like
a triangle? Well, we've got some of the 9 lives ladies as well.
Oh, yeah. But if we form like a triangle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we need the back covered too, though, because the worms will still be behind us as we move forward.
Is it possible you can cover the front and the back cover?
No,
Run around
I'm
in a
sorry,
circle
I'm
really
very-
fast.
Look, my past strategy in the war effort was the triangle.
A phalanx. Is that the Spartan one?
I believe it was called a phalanx.
Failing.
See what I did there with a
okay.
pun? Little pun there because it didn't work at the time.
You know what? I wasn't the best leader back then, so I guess a circle could work.
No, I like the idea of a triangle. We just need a back.
We just need to.
Yeah. How long does the spell last, actually?
Well, 10 minutes, and I reckon we can be out of here in like 2.
Cool. All right. Everyone huddle up together. Kids in the middle, Kaa'Riin in the middle, because we want to protect her. She's concentrating at the moment on this spell. We can't have her interrupted, and we will lead the way.
I'm just going to quickly psychic to Freya, like, tell him not to even fucking talk to me.
Yeah. Little munchkins, shush.
Right, because this spell requires concentration. So if your concentration is interrupted in any way, this spell will stop. Am I getting this right, though? You're going to walk everybody out of this canyon with you all huddled together in the middle.
Yeah.
I love it.
We've got lots of space too, so it's actually fine, but they need to protect me from getting touched by anything.
So, in terms of doing that, like, before we've had combat where we've, like, readied an action, can you ready an action defensively on behalf of someone else?
Yeah.
So that, like, when it's the worm's turn, they can't hit Kaa'Riin because we'd be, like, defending her?
Anything trying to get to Kaa'Riin right now, if you were standing in front of her or around her, would have to go past you, which would also get an opportunity attack.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Game plan.
What actions do you want to ready?
I mean, I feel like I just want to ready fire in the case that they come near Kaa'Riin.
And ready my sword.
All right, let's see what happens. Freya, it's still your turn. You have to make sure at this stage that all the Children of the Night, all the assassins of the 9 Lives Guild are on board with this plan.
Cool. I'm going to do a hot lap around the room.
Standing in the middle of this massive storm that's blowing things up on the edge, just lightning bolts going down everywhere, what do you say to them?
I'm just going to say, guys, Kaa'Riin is going to protect us, but we need to move forward. And the only way we can move forward is together. So please stay in close. But don't bother her. Not 1 ounce.
Not a time
of bother.
for asking
No,
for an autograph.
She's concentrating. She's doing really well. We just need to stick together without looking, or touching, or being near her.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, just don't look.
Don't look at her.
Don't look at all.
Don't compliment her clothing.
But stay close. Don't talk about the Jimmy Choos.
Let's see a persuasion roll. And I'll give you advantage in this because I don't see how they would possibly not be interested.
It's an 11.
You advantage, so you get another one.
And I get another one. It's a 12. Plus 2, so 14.
Okay. Shashley doesn't look entirely convinced, but she fairly quickly weighs the odds in the situation and starts to get everyone on board. The Cotton kids, though, they were already on board as soon as the lightning started.
You had us at lightning.
This thing slowly moves across through the desert, through this canyon with little screams of these little maggoty things dying all over the place. Kaa'Riin, it is your turn, and I assume you maintain your concentration as you keep moving forward.
Yeah, I'm doing nothing except concentrating very carefully, looking kind of cute while I'm doing it.
And if all goes well, I think this spell will probably get you out of there. The sandworms are up next, and at the end of the canyon behind you, behind the striking bolts of lightning, behind the grey clouds that are formed above you, they form into a large ball, and I mean a big one, the size of the canyon itself, and start pummeling towards you, trying to break through. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
So watching all their friends die, and they're like, still a good idea.
They want food.
Oh, they're going to eat us.
Most likely, yeah.
All right, we'll have fun with that. We're just going to keep walking.
Okay. This thing's going to pummel into it. If it does enough damage, perhaps it will interrupt your concentration. So they have to make dexterity saving throws just to get through.
I am going to roll 10d10 to symbolize 1,000 worms.
Oh. Ew.
I know. Do you know why it's so ill though? Because I'm thinking maggots.
Ew.
That's what I see in my mind's eye.
Well, I'm picturing leeches,
They're
but
just like bigger maggots.
Oh.
Does that make it better?
No. Do they grow into bigger flies?
Oh, God. I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't even remotely considered that.
Well, maggots are baby flies, aren't they?
No, these are worms.
Okay.
And they are all trying to do a dexterity save.
Do you want more dice?
They've got to beat 13, and they're -3. 300 of them have made it through, spraying through the air now, trying to get just in here. That's not as many as that might sound. That's probably enough to make another tennis ball. They'll do that on their next turn if they get a chance, or make something else. We'll see. Back to Morrigan.
I am going to do something really unexpected.
All right, so how are you going to throw fire?
I genuinely don't want to waste any spells on these things, so I'm just going to keep throwing firebolt at them.
Oh, just let me waste my biggest spell on them.
Well, it's just that...
She stands next to you. Keep concentrating. Firing a little ball of flame. Here we go. It's hard to fight small things.
Yeah. Like, I've got a really cool one, but that has a 20-foot radius. Would 20 foot be enough for 300 of them?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I tried to write a story that allowed you to use your stuff because you guys were like, he never lets us use our stuff.
We gave up on that.
I was like, go for the birds if you want. You're like, no, I'm not going to talk to the birds. I'm like, oh, Gust will blow them up. No, I don't want to. Like,
I guess like after 15 episodes, we're like, he's just not going to let us do it.
Yeah.
I made the things as small as possible. You guys were like, can we Gus that Diplodocus? Is there a way we can take out the Tyrannosaurus Rex with wind? And
so I made tiny worms, 2 hit points. Gus? No, that won't cut it.
No, that won't do it. Probably aerodynamic ones.
Yeah, no, I'm just sticking with fire.
All right, hit him.
That is a 4. A solid 4 plus 7.
That's 2 worms.
It might not have. You managed,
It's 11.
managed to miss the worm. No, you have hit the worms. They're pretty easy to hit.
Yeah. My armor class is an 11. If they have a lower armor class than me...
Their armor class, actually,
sorry,
I forgot to mention, their armor class is just 4.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty impossible to miss them.
Roll up some damage and we'll see how many have been taken out.
Going down, worms. So 1 and a 9, which adds up to 10. That's math we can do.
Well, it doesn't do much damage, but it
The
certainly...
plus ones are really good for us.
It doesn't do much damage, but it certainly disrupts the structural integrity of the ball. It bursts in a little bit.
Structural integrity.
They're holding themselves together. So it's only a small ball now. It's only a small ball now. God, that's harder to say than I thought it'd be.
Bowl
It's
of
golf
worms.
ball size.
Oh, nice. Got a club?
We have sword deception. It's like a club.
Got half my staff.
Morrigan, do you want to move at all?
Just make sure that I'm really positioned in front of Kaa'Riin, because that's a movement, just for when they come through. Yep, cool.
Sounds good. You'll get an opportunity to attack if they manage to get any closer. Yes.
Sweet.
Freya, up to you.
Still with my sword? I don't know.
Swords don't do much against these guys.
I know,
it's just hard
but
to get a lot of them.
Can you
with
make
the
a
sword.
giant fly swatter, a worm swatter out of your mage hand? Like, how big can that mage hand
Yes, I'm
get?
smacking shit.
All right, my big hand is going to just swat some shit. It's an 18.
Yeah, these are really easy to hit. So yeah, you swat a whole bunch of these ones and down
Awesome.
they go.
Now, normally the fly swatter attack probably wouldn't do any major damage here, but in this situation it does something more valuable. It separates the last of the worms. On their own, they are far less concerning, and the assassins and the children just start stomping them and squishing them on whatever remains of their turn.
Go kids. Woo!
You can see the exit to the canyon not too far in front of you now. And in that exit, actually, everyone give me a perception check.
Oh, about time.
And you know what?
Do a little perception.
And at disadvantage, please.
Is that because she got
Everybody.
excited?
Because you're looking through a storm.
All right, then.
All right.
All right, that was 18, my first one, and 8. Not
5
so
and 6. So 5 plus 3.
Shit, you're not. 20 and 2.
So I got an 8 and 18, which makes it 10 and 20.
You can't see much through the storm. It's a hell of a storm that Kaa'Riin has created here. But in the distance, you can see the blurry shadow. What do they call it when it's in the desert?
A mirage.
Oh, it's a mirage. A mirage shape of somebody riding 3 horses and just cantering. She's not even really putting a lot of effort in.
Yes.
And we can smell some kind of fresh peppermint.
Could be anybody.
But we know who it is.
It's almost certainly.
If you use Ocker's razor theory,
Occam's.
that's what I said.
Ockers. You used the very Australian razor.
As the Australian brand, if we take away all other options, the most logical is left. So we think it might be Minty Bitch.
Kaa'Riin, you keep moving forward, I assume?
Yeah, and I'm like very good at drowning out all the like, oh my gosh, Kaa'Riin is so awesome. Wow, I'm in so much awe. But I'm focused. Just concentrating and drowning out the sounds of awe.
Adulation.
Yes, that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to walk forward. I'm here to kick ass and take names.
Almost all of them were doing exactly as Kaa'Riin thought, but one stared longer, smiled less. Her thoughts would betray her, were they to be heard aloud. Look at her, they whispered, like snakes weaving around her mind. All she can see is her power, the admiration from everyone around her. They see lightning, they see the axe, they see her. But I see through it all. I know better, I know more. Where are the others, Kaa'Riin? Where is my mother? I think you know. I'm going to find out. And then, when you sleep... And then the whispers stopped in her mind, and she let her eyes widen, her head tilt, her mouth gape open as she feigned the love the others had so quickly given.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. And as your vacation maximizationer, I'm going to make sure you hear the maximum sizzle of Comfort Inn's free hot breakfast. Let's get real close. Maximum apple. Now that's fresh crispimization. Maximum waffle. Hear that crunch. And that's maximum coffee. Oh yeah, that's the pour I'm talking about. Breakfast maximized before hitting the road. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
BTW FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustable implant, 68 milligrams radio pain. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
If you're looking for an epic, all-ages tabletop role-playing adventure, check out the newest addition to the Critical Role podcast network, The Reslayer's Take.
Taking place in the fantasy world of Exandria, you'll be guided through the wild continent of Isilra, home to some of the most dangerous creatures. Here, the Slayer's Take is the most notorious monster hunting group in the realm and has victoriously battled many ferocious mythic beasts.
But when this group's previously slain creatures start returning from the grave, it's up to 6 misfit mercenaries to band together and re-slay these supernatural threats as the Reslayer's Take.
This special actual play podcast is lovingly edited into 30 to 60 minute episodes, making it a perfect first dip into the world of tabletop role-playing games. The party is led by a duo of game masters, myself, George Primavera,
and me, Nick Williams, with the main cast including Jasmine Bilar, Jasper William Cartwright, Caroline Lux, and Jasmine Chong.
So go check out the Reslayer's Take. Listen to new episodes every Monday anywhere you stream podcasts or receive early ad-free access at beacon.tv.
Kaa'Riin.
Yes.
You have lightning bolts streaming out all over the place and a lovely big arc in front of you and behind you and around you and everything like that. And everyone is walking along with you. And things are zapping and going nuts.
Yeah.
There's no change to that plan, is there? There's not going to be any change.
Oh my God, how's it get cooler?
No. You know what? I'm going to see whether this manages to break your concentration or not, because Kaa'Riin does love her some attention. She's almost taking psychic damage right now just by trying to avoid hearing the adulation. So give me a wisdom check.
Okay, first of all, rude. Fuck you for that. And second of all, that's actually not a problem, because despite the fact that I never read my character sheet, one thing I do remember is that I actually get advantage on my wisdom checks.
Okay. That is true. All right, roll at advantage, please.
18 and 3.
absolutely handles it. No problems at all. Well done. You continue moving. Continue zapping.
Zappy zap, 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 zap.
The worm's like,
help me, no, but she's so amazing.
So Morrigan, it's back to you. I'm going to say Morrigan and Freya at the same time. What is your plan? You're about to leave this canyon. You're going to make it. It's going to be fine.
If you guys want to discuss like how amazing I look, like how cool this has been for you, how grateful you are that I'm around, that's fine.
really grateful that she got a super, like, amazingly useful skill that she's allowed to use.
You do notice the gentle pitter-patter of rain beginning to fall, but it's not. But it is quite light. As it gets heavier, the drops hammer into the sandworms and start flinging them around.
Can I start running really fast towards Minty Bitch?
Into the lightning?
So if I hit the lightning, I get damaged, don't I?
Yep.
Okay.
Please don't run into the lightning.
What would Freya do?
I'm going to run. Fuck. Because I can see Minty Bitch and the trail's quite close, and she's only a canter away. So I'm going to run as fast as I can and chase her.
Through the electrical storm.
I am going to tackle this dumb bitch, at which point I'm going to say, lightning will hurt you.
And I'm going to say, run, run, run.
And I'm like, Morrigan, can you fucking sort her out?
All right, so there's a couple of things that are going to happen now. Okay. The first is Morrigan didn't use anything in your turn, so I'm going to let this be a reaction, so there'll be no problem with that. This is a reaction. But this is going to be a dexterity check. And Freya's dexterity is bloody good.
It is.
So this is an opposed dexterity check, so you both have to roll
dexterity.
And see whose is the highest.
Okay. 3 plus 1.
1 plus 4.
Oh, that is unheard of from you two.
Really?
Fuck. Freya's going to die.
I will... Look, we're all stunned at the moment that you're going to do this. Somehow, Freya, you barely make it out of the worst tackle that has ever been placed upon you.
Do I not get a turn?
Someone stop her.
I was going to just drop my spell. I can see this has all gone horribly wrong and my concentration is lost anyway because of what's happened, and I think my spell just goes.
All right, Freya, you have bolted through. The spell just stops around you, and you can see in front of you that mirage, the shape of Minty and 3 horses starting to move away from you. Everyone else is going to have to face some more of these worms before they can get loose of this area. So, the assassins can go next, and we'll see how many of them. They're actually well trained, so they will form a nice little unit. They're
They
already
haven't
in
done
position.
much at this point. I feel like they're dead weight.
Well, it is hard to make an army do something. You do have, quite a few people who are following you now. But you are the heroes of this.
Yeah. I like sharing the limelight.
The assassins step up and go, don't worry, we'll do this from now on. You guys clearly haven't done much before. The assassins are just going to form a big square around everybody else and try and take out as many of these things as possible.
So let's just say at least 20 of the assassins and some of the older children are in attacking positions. So I'm just going to roll once for the damage and multiply it. The storm has taken care of most of the worms now, and your mini army has just dropped down to... What?
This is mini army.
And your mini army has just dropped that down to a few hundred worms. Unfortunately, those that remain alive were further away, which puts them a little closer to Freya. They're pretty close to the last of them, but they are all, I'd say, at least 100 or so, swarming all over you, Freya, and dragging you down. So, I'm going to roll to see how many hit, and you'll take 1 point of damage for each bite. I'll roll 10 d20 to see how many of them beat your armor class of 14. Each success of d20 counts as 10 sandworm bites.
Sure. Ow.
So, you could take as many as 100 points of damage here.
So you could kill her.
It really could. I wish I'd thought more about this beforehand, but yes. Anyway.
Worms. Death by worms. I almost said death by rats.
Quite a large number of worms.
That's not how any of us go. None of us are going by worms.
And yet,
death
here
by
comes the dice
dragon,
roll.
I will
Let's
accept.
say tapeworms and we just didn't catch them.
Death by a slow infection because of raw pork. All right.
And quite a large number of them managed to hit you.
My character is just glaring at you. Where she's laying on the ground after her attempt to tackle and going,
This is my fault.
damn it.
I did this.
Oh, look, it's the consequences of my actions.
Well, looky.
Freya, that is 60 points of damage. That is 60 points of damage.
Can we rewind? I'm dead.
No, you're down. Death saving throws.
Yes. How many hit points do you have?
45.
Yeah, they'd have to have gone to 90. That was actually close. They could have got 90. They could keep going too. But it is not their turn. Morrigan, it is your turn. You see Freya drop in a pile of yellow wormy things.
Okay, I'm literally annoyed about it, but I'm going to go save the dump. Me. I'm going to make my way over to her. I do have a healing spell. I have a Cure Wounds spell, so I just need to touch her and be able to like cast this spell. She will get...
How do you plan to get the rest of the worms off her?
Blow them off, babes.
You know what? I'm not going to heal her just yet. Let's just get her out of there. So I am going to... Don't want to hurt her, so let's go with Gust to get them, or as many of them off her as I can as I start dragging her out of the canyon.
Okay. You blast her
Rolling
with Gust.
my eyes the whole time.
And it does fling them... Just permanently rolling your eyes.
And like muttering under her breath. Like
I think I actually strained something.
You do blast a whole bunch of these worms off her. Freya, you are next, and you will need to give me a death save.
Roll a D20.
You roll a D20, and you hope you don't get a 1. Are you kidding me? Did I do it again?
What'd you get?
A 1.
I'm really good at predicting these ones.
Okay, so I've got to heal her before it's her turn again.
All right, that's 2 failed death saves.
Cory did it to me last time
Oh,
too.
shit, you did too.
I did not do it to you.
You literally did it. Cory invented a game called Dungeons and Dragons, and then he tried to kill us.
But we have, in terms of science, we now have 2 examples of a time when you've said don't roll a 1 during a death save, and both of those.
I mean, the probability of that. It's whoever your mathematicians listening. What's the probability of that?
Yeah, someone rolled that.
I was expecting someone to answer
for a second,
right
then we were waiting for an answer. We're
we're like,
just call in.
Because I'm
This
calling.
is not a live show, but just call in.
Run those numbers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yes. That's
not good. And that's not good. Holy shit. How did I roll 2 1s
When did you roll the other one?
prior to this?
For the dexterity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is 2 in a row. Ooh. The assassins keep moving forward. They're mostly concerned about the girls and wiping away. They're keeping some of these things off you. They form a huge wall around you of their own bodies, but they are not in a position to do anything about that. As I said, healing is rare in this world, and they don't have any of it. They could probably do a medicine check, I guess. That's not their deal. Kaa'Riin, what's your deal?
My deal is I'm going to use a healing word on Morrigan just to show Freya a lesson. I'm just going to check in. Morrigan.
That hit me so unexpectedly.
How many hit points are you down? You know what? Say no more.
You know all those times that Freya has made jokes about Morrigan having to come up with a new character name?
Yeah, who's your new character going to be, Freya?
I think it's going to be Karma. No. It's going to be Karma because Karma's a bitch.
Karma. Oh, and welcome to the show, Karma.
Jesus.
How many hit points does this give to Freya? I mean, I assume you...
Okay, all right. So a creature of your choice that you can see within range, creature being Freya, known as the dumb bitch, regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
And that would give you 3d4 plus 2.
Okay.
But it would finish off your 3rd level spells.
Well, it's got to be done.
All right, 3d4 plus 2, please.
All right, I cast my healing spell with my healing phrase, and my healing phrase is, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, the burn. I'm dead already.
6, 7, 8.
Plus 2, 10 hit points back, and Freya jumps back up, feeling just fine.
I'm still like dragging her by her ankles.
Completely not embarrassed about the situation.
Woo, let's go.
I suppose you're just going to ignore that you had near-death experience and just continue chasing after Minty.
I was good.
I'm fine.
As you rise, being saved by Kaa'Riin, you hear a voice in your head.
I wish there were better ends at the strings of this story. Instead, they're frayed and burned, cut free from a fair future, After I tell a child such a tale? Young Freya, the ending has yet to be written. There is time for redemption for us all. I hope. Tall he was, proud as a king should be, of his people, not of himself. When a man such as Edril Sarvin dies, more should be done to know his song. He died thinking everything had been taken from him. His daughter, a wife, his people, a love, and yet still he thought he had more to give. I've told you of our queen as well. She had good reason to love him, and she was indeed worthy of his in return. After his sacrifice, she used his fading words to doom the plans of the demigod Doranus. Sarvin gave her the location of the souls, and quickly she knew how she could lock them safely away from the madmen's settling intentions. She had great power, young Freya. Everyone in your ancestry does. But still creating a tear in time and space is an act of inconceivable capacity. Drew the attention of the gods, I believe. When done, an illusory door of epic scale remained, and so did the gods. Guardians of the souls lost the deluded ambition. Only Queen Alasue knew the key. And yet after all she gave, after all they lost, those who fill the void of power left by death and war still found more to take.
Freya, when you rise, you look at Kaa'Riin in a different way. You suddenly recognise a different connection.
She's an ancestor of mine. Yes?
Yeah.
Sisters, but generations apart.
So, Queen Alasue was my dad's. They were polyamorous. She was equally loved as my mother, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Edril, my dad, Edril Alasue, and my mum. Great. And then you are the daughter, not the daughter.
Assuming great.
Yeah, like the great
granddaughter?
Great granddaughter. I'm going to say Queen Alasue and Edril.
Yes.
And
so it's
your
like
godfather.
sisters, isn't it? But
we're like stepsisters, but 400 years apart.
Yes, I'm not sure. Stepsisters is pushing it.
No, because Freya's like the great-granddaughter. Right. And somehow in my head I had it. No, I got it though. We're related.
We're related.
There's
kind
a
of.
connection.
There's a strong
A
link
niece
there.
of some kind?
I mean,
Great-great-grandniece?
look, I don't have time to go through the branches of this family tree,
Yeah,
but
okay,
we
fair
are
enough.
connected, albeit 400 years ago. We're descendants through blood somehow. I got it. I do have it. It's a 400-year time gap that screws
It
you
makes
up.
you think that this should be a special name for it because it seems like it's very close, but realistically,
It's not.
if you had a family tree that far apart, there'd be a person over there and a person over here.
Okay, love it.
But there is a connection.
Love it. I knew it in the way that I didn't know it.
Morrigan, it's your turn. You can see the end of the canyon in the distance.
I'm assuming I dropped Freya's ankle when she rose up.
You're still holding her ankle. She's standing awkwardly on one leg.
Trying to hobble along.
You're going nowhere. Don't try that crap
I need
again.
a leash for you.
You're an A-grade dickhead.
I grab my
I'm
rope
hanging onto you
out.
tight.
You're one of those
We've all
backpacks.
got rope.
One of those backpacks you see with children with the leash that comes off the
Yes.
backpack. Yes, that's what Freya needs.
That is cruel.
And yet,
You are a moron. Why did you run off?
I just had to do what I gotta do.
And what did you think you had to do?
Chase after that minty bitch. I want the flute because I want to get home.
So you've seen her.
In the mirage.
the trustworthy mirage.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'm going to use Cure Wounds on this dumbass so that when she inevitably runs off, she's got a little bit more of a chance of not dying.
For our listeners, I am the dumbass.
Oh, they're aware.
I'm just going to roll
They picked
this.
that up months ago.
I'm just going to roll this as a first level spell, and then I am going to continue to run forward because I can do a movement and a thing. 1d8 plus 4. It's a 4 plus 4, so you get an extra 8 points.
8 points.
I'm on 18 now.
All right, try not to die, Freya, I say as I continue to run out of the canyon.
Cool. Thank you.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Hey listener, it's Zach Harper, Amin Al-Hassan, and Anthony Mays of Cinephobe. You may be asking yourself, what is Cinephobe? Amin, would you like to fill in the people?
Cinephobe is the podcast where Zach and I watch movies that are poorly rated on Rotten Tomatoes and try to ascertain...
We're trying to ascertain? Yes.
Okay.
Ascertain.
Whether or not they're accurately poorly rated, or maybe they didn't get a fair shake. Cinephobe, produced by this guy, Anthony Mays.
Hey, that's me. I produced this show. I also watch the movies, even though that wasn't included in the description, and I also ascertain. This month is... Wow!
Whoa.
Oh, Maze, why do you say that? Supercharge it. So that this promo can remain evergreen.
I feel like explaining a little bit more.
In 60 seconds?
I don't know. Maybe I don't bring attention to it. Assuring people like, look, if you listen, you're going to get it. Just give it time.
That's a good promo. Just listen to it.
Give it time.
You'll figure it out.
Is this the promo right now?
Isn't it?
Okay, I think we got it.
Cinephobe.
Wherever you get podcasts.
I'm going to use my flash spell.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh.
You do not have a flash spell.
But
you
I
can
could.
You could do a dash action. Double speed.
Yes. I knew there was something. It rhymed with flash.
She's not wrong.
That's true.
I'm going to use my dash action.
This is because you did your pash action in the previous episode.
It's like when I used my wage out spell.
I've done the pash, now I do the dash. Put that on a pair of undies. That's a good one. All right, how do I do dash?
You just say you want to do the dash.
I'm going to do the dash.
All right, you run through the last part of the canyon and dive into a shadowy figure in front of you, and of course it vanishes before your very eyes. Across as far as you can see in front of you, it reappears. Across the other side of the desert again, so you just see sand, and the mirage just appears again, and you hear that laugh from Minty Bitch.
I'm going to keep dashing.
You're going to run across a desert.
Yeah, I psychic to Morrigan. I'm like, I actually think she's safer over there. Let her run. I'll misty step to her later. Oh, I know what's wrong with that girl
yeah,
today.
you guys can misty step. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me dash.
Just let her go. Are there any sandworms left?
You do notice some of them crawling on you.
Anyway, I'm being attacked by worms. Morrigan's there. I'm just assuming nodding like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm being attacked by worms. Look, these things aren't just, like hard to hit. I'm going to treat them like I would treat anything touching me. I'm just going to smack it. Like, get off of me. Smack, 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 smack.
And why not have some help from people around you? Everyone else starts smacking you around a bit too.
Everyone, let's get smacking.
So all these people there just whacking you around, trying to kill all the worms off you.
Yeah, okay, can I just do that? And they're like, what? I'm in this alone?
Look, there's virtually no way you'll fail to get these guys unless you roll 1.
Yeah, but we all know...
Can I do it a third time?
Well, you can't, and we all
Summoning
know
the
that...
power.
Can you imagine?
I'm trying to make it happen.
You can't, because I don't roll ones. That's an 11.
It's 2 ones.
It's
It's
2
2
ones.
ones.
We'll count that. All right, so you smack off a whole bunch of these things, and everyone else manages to wipe them off as well, and you guys are clear of the canyon now, and Freya is already quite a fair distance across the sand and charging towards God knows what. The worms don't follow you out. The worms seem to stay in that canyon.
That's nice.
What would you like to do now?
Oh, I look at Morrigan, I'm like, should we just misty step over and drag her back here? She's lost the plot.
Well, I'm wondering if that's an illusion. I don't know what kind of powers Misty Bitch has.
I don't know what she's doing. I think we should just go get Freya.
You still have the spirit animals. Spirit bears.
What the fuck were they doing this whole time?
Can't attack, they're just for riding. They're like an astral projection of the other bears. Somewhere in a cavern somewhere is a bunch of bears sitting around a fireplace going, so nice.
Stop it.
I see that.
I love that. I can so see it.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of being out here is to catch Minty. So if she sees her, I guess we just follow after her. Can I roll for perception to see if it's a trick?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a solid 7.
And you have nothing for perception.
Always and forever.
You also hear Minty's laughter, which probably makes you think that it's less likely to be a mirage.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's just follow her into the desert.
What, I can't roll perception?
You can, yeah.
I'm going to roll perception too because you know what? You all been drinking too much mead for me. And soul something because you're acting weird. All right, I've got a 13 and my perception's +3, so...
Nice.
You hear the faint call of trumpets in the distance. And the winds around the entire desert region start to rise a little bit. Softly at first. The sands whip up fairly quickly though. Everybody give me a wisdom check, and Freya, you are at disadvantage.
7. 7 plus something else. +3. So 7 + 3, 10.
Okay, Freya, at disadvantage, how did you go?
3 - 1, which is 2. Yeah, I know. You don't need to make that face.
Okay.
It's not
14 + 0.
Okay, 14 + 0. Just 14. Won't struggle on that one for too long. Morrigan, you don't see this happen, the thing that's about to happen for the other two.
But I rolled the highest.
Yes, and you don't see this
Oh,
happen.
okay.
The other two, though, right in front of Freya in particular, the sand whips up into a face, and it's a particular face you recognise. Kaa'Riin, you don't recognise it, but you do see it. Freya, you see in front of you the face of an old friend, a childhood friend. But straight away, she's crying. And then she speaks, but only to you. Kaa'Riin, you don't hear this.
Got it.
She says, "You left me with them, alone. You left me." And then she screams and she cries, and the sand swirls around faster and faster until a twisting tornado forms, the sand blasting across your face. Everybody take 1d10 damage, and Freya, add an extra d6 of that. How much damage for you there, Freya, first?
2 + 1.
Really, you managed to do just 3 damage on 2 rolls. 1 point of that, of course, was psychic damage, very specific type of damage. Kaa'Riin, how did you go? 6 points of damage?
7.
And 7.
Even though I don't see the thing, I get the most damage.
No, you do feel the tornado of sand, though.
Yeah.
You just don't see the face in the sand first. And you hear the laughter again in the distance. What would you like to do?
I want to get us to Minty as soon as possible so we can get that flute before she calls the thing. Gonna shout out to the girls. Let's take a couple bears and get there as quick as possible, and we'll come back for the army once we've got the flute.
Okay. Do you want to Misty Step over, or are we just like riding a bear?
I don't think the Misty Step can take us that far.
Okay, let's just jump on a bear then.
You're going to get on the one bear?
No, we're all going to jump on a bear each, obviously.
Bear each. Well,
Let's
obviously,
ride.
you've done bears
Let's
before.
Ride, bish. Dash. Let's go.
Alrighty, as you're getting closer and closer to her again, she starts to look like starting to form a shape. Like, you know that mirage thing where it's wibbly wobbly for a while?
Yeah.
And then you can start seeing it does look very much like the woman we all know and love as Minty Bitch. Give me a perception check to see what you can actually see though.
9 + 3.
12.
6 + 2, which is 8.
From where you are, all you can see is that she's on her hands and knees. She's off the horses now, and she seems to be moving something around in the sand very quickly.
Oh, no.
She jumps back up, gets on one of the horses, and you can actually hear her where you are. She's so close to her now. She says, "Come on, we'll find one of the others," and off she goes.
Close enough for me to Misty Step on the back of a horse?
If you can hear her, yeah, you can try that.
To her. So I'm going to try and Misty Step under the back of the horse with her.
Okay.
That's my goal. What do I need to do?
Nothing. The Misty Step is just boom, you can get there.
Oh.
You want to land on her horse or one of the two others?
I was aiming to land on her horse with her.
Okay. So you reappear suddenly on the horse behind her.
Yes, which is a bonus action. So at which point I'm also going to... I'm gonna use command. And I'm going to command her to halt.
You can certainly try and do that.
I'm going to try.
Alrighty. What does she got to beat?
Wisdom 15.
She got a 19.
Ooh.
And ignores you entirely. Because of that, we will now be rolling for initiative again. Let's see how we go.
4.
19.
That's another 20 from me. Freya.
14.
Minty goes first. She is just going to try and knock you loose from this horse.
Yeah,
so it's just a normal strike. That's a 17 to hit you.
Oh, yeah.
That hits.
Yes.
And the first thing it's going to do is just give you a very small amount of damage. She doesn't really do this sort of stuff very often. That's only 2 points of damage. Sorry, that is 4 points of damage. And we're going to see if it knocks you loose. Give me a dexterity check. You are aiming to beat a 12.
12 plus 1.
So you stay on. And it is back to you already because we had a sort of a sneak attack thing going on before. So, Morrigan, what would you like to do as you hang on behind Indy?
You know what? I'm going to use my chill touch on her. So create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range, make a range spell, blah, blah, blah. On a hit, target takes 1d8 necrotic damage. It's 2d8 because I'm 5th level. 17 plus 7.
That'll hit her, all right. How much damage does she take?
7 and 5. Yeah, 12.
Freya, you're next. You're not close enough. This horse is trampling through the desert. What would you like to do?
Continue on my bear.
Just going to charge after them?
I think so.
All right, so you're probably matching speed at this stage, but not managing to catch up to them. Kaa'Riin, what would you like to do on your bear?
I'm misty stepping to Minty Bitch, and then I want to cast Hideous Laughter into her.
All right, where are you misty stepping first? Not the same horse.
Were there a couple of horses?
There are a couple of horses. I just want to make sure we don't have all three of you on the horse.
I'm going to misty step onto a vacant horse.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw Hideous Laughter at her.
What does that do?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. A bitch of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter if the spell affects it. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected. So I tried to cast this on the rats, but they were too dumb to get my hilarious joke.
What's she got to do? She's got to roll
Wisdom. She needs to beat 13.
13. There's another 19. I'm on fire. But no, she doesn't have a sense of humour. She seems to be a humorless bitch.
I'm like, typical.
Back to Minty. Minty says something, curses the air. I don't know what it is. You can't really hear it because you'll go close enough to do that. The wind is becoming quite strong now. The sand is spitting around. You can no longer really see what's going on from probably, say, 20 or so feet in front of you. But what you can see is Minty trying to backflip over Morrigan in a way that almost makes it seem like she's done that before, like she's a skilled rider. It does give you an opportunity attack, though.
Hey!
So that's an attack with whatever you have in your hand. Morrigan, you almost never have anything in your hand.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Kaa'Riin, you're close enough as well, and you can give her a decent whack with that massive axe.
So I do that. What?
That was the least engaged D&D playing you've ever done.
So I do it.
So I hit her.
Do you cause any damage? Because I do not.
Oh, I cause so much damage, I think.
How'd you go? What does that sigh mean?
It's a 1 and I never roll ones.
Well, you have now, and you've managed to miss her as she
You've had a lot of
backflips through
ones
the air.
tonight.
Kaa'Riin, you miss miserably, and Minty goes flying through the air and lands behind the horses.
I'm not rolling?
Yeah, okay, you can roll and see what your hit was. So what'd you roll there?
1.
Really?
What on earth?
All
What?
right. Minty doesn't... I was going to give you a chance to at least knock her off balance. just
Yeah,
to make
Minty
sure.
is-
Minty lands superhero pose.
That's
yeah,
our
feel
thing.
that. Feel that.
That's quite a burn.
And she starts pushing sand away really quickly. At exactly the same time, the horses bolt.
Oh.
You recognize these horses,
Oh! These are our horses!
and you didn't come back for them.
They've been kidnapped.
Oh, they hate us
They were
now.
kidnapped, though.
You didn't come back for them either. You told them to wait for you.
Yeah, they don't know we didn't come back for them. We will tell them we tried to come back for them and they
you
were
weren't
gone.
there when they were then taken. They waited where you told
Yeah.
to wait, and then didn't come back to there before something else happened.
Yeah, but it's not our fault that they got kidnapped before we could get
If
to
you'd
them.
come back earlier,
We were dying. Well, I was.
You explain it to them.
We've been looking. I can't talk to the horse. Never mind.
They do bolt. They get you a little bit further away. Minty has hit the ground and is just pushing away at the sand as much as she can. Everyone give me another wisdom check. And Freya again at disadvantage.
Oh, I got a 19 though.
Well.
13.
13's not plus your wisdom?
I got a -1, so it's 14 -1.
Oh, okay. I was trying to help you over the line there.
Yeah, I know. Thanks anyway.
16.
None of what they see happens to you. You just see a swirl of sand again. Kaa'Riin, what did you get?
18.
Kaa'Riin, this time you only see the swirl of sand, but Freya, you see faces in the sand again. This time you see your mother. She doesn't cry though. Her face appears almost disinterested. She speaks clearly. No, I do not miss her. She is lost to the sands, my lord. There is no greater connection than the one between you and I. And then the sands start swirling again, and everyone takes another D10 damage, and Freya, you take an extra D6 of psychic damage.
2 and 4.
Fuck off. 9.
8.
Freya, it's your turn. You're actually the closest now to Minty.
I'm still on a bear.
You're still on a bear.
Yeah.
You could get there with a move action on that bear.
I'm going to move.
Yep.
And she hasn't seen me coming just of yet, has she?
No, she won't have heard you bounding towards her on a giant bear.
I'm going to ask the bear to go right, and I'm going to sneak attack left.
All right, hit it with a sneak attack.
That's
Damn.
clever.
Diving off the bear.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm going
All
to
right,
do.
let's see if you hit her.
Sneak attack. I got a 9 plus 8, which is a 17.
Which is enough to hit her. All right.
And my sword that I hit her with does some serious damage.
It does 1d6 plus 5, and
1d6.
another 3d6 for successfully hitting with your sneak attack on Minty.
1d6, which is a 6 plus 5
And you've got 3 more d6.
plus 1, 12, plus 6, plus 2.
20.
Thank you so much.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I was going to get there slowly.
She feels it. She goes plummeting into the ground. It hurts. She does rise to her feet.
Of course she does.
And she takes the flute out of her pocket. And now you can see beneath your feet that the thing that she's been playing around with in the sand is ceramic sort of tiles in the middle of the desert. It's like a little circle. She starts blowing on the flute. And you see the fortress of the orchestral sands appear right behind her. She disengages from you. She steps back. She laughs a little bit again. She says, almost, but no. And you can see now at the top of these huge fortress walls, people are moving, there are guards, but they're too far away for you to be able to see details. Minty starts looking like a mirage again as she walks straight towards the doors. Morrigan and Kaa'Riin, we did that kind of bit out of turn. You should have had a turn just before her. So I'm going to give you one chance to come back here and stop her from going into the tower. You're riding on the horses that are out of control. So, all you need to be able to do in 3 seconds is tell me the names of the horses you're riding. 3, 2,
Dancer,
1.
Prancer, and Blitzen.
Oh, I thought we were waiting for the 3, 2, 1 and then do it. Oh, you meant in 3 seconds?
Yeah. Well, she did very well.
Yeah, because I knew we named them after the reindeers because it was a Christmas episode.
However, how easily we forget our good friend Meatball.
Oh, we did forget Meatball.
And the horses keep pummeling through the desert. Freya, your friends aren't going to make it back. And Minty sachets into the fortress. And you can see this fortress, there's people there, there's guards at the front. She walks straight through the doors.
I haven't got the flute.
No.
I don't really know. Fuck it. I'm just going to go in. I'm really sorry, guys.
Going to go in.
You got to. It's family.
Do what you got to do. Because no matter how long it takes, we're going to come find you.
Morrigan's less hopeful for the record. We're going to die here.
But as I go in, I'm going to shapeshift into Minty Fitch.
Oh, wow. Okay. Freya turns into Minty as she heads into the fortress. You hear the trumpets almost immediately. The trumpets always come before the whole thing vanishes. And it's like it all gets sucked back into a single point. There's a sound. It's sucked in and it's just gone. And the sand itself isn't even disrupted. It's like it was never there in the first place.
Not even like one single...
Not even a wisp.
Oh, not even a wisp.
Just a little glowing dot that vanishes and it's gone. Freya has gone to
and you're left alone in the desert. And that's where we end our episode.
Do you reckon those worms have any nutritional value? We're screwed.
It's been so good playing with you girls.
Yeah. Death by menteeth, death by rats, and now death by, I'm assuming, dehydration.
Worms, dehydration.
Unless you can get that storm going.
Loneliness.
Abandonment.
It's a little hot.
Don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. It's just a sudden ending. It happens all the time. So maybe there's danger or just a clever line. But don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Right?
Thank you for listening all the way to the end of the music because we have something special for you. We are finally ready to announce, deliver, put out there our Patreon. So, yay! If you are interested in supporting us in any way, please head out to Patreon and look for Girls Who Don't D&D. Or you can go to our website, which is girlswhodon'td.com. Or you can get onto our socials because we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Reddit, we have a subreddit, and we even have Discord now. And if I can figure out what the hell that actually means, thank you. It's not just me, but we have one.
I've never heard of it.
It's like a chat platform. It's kind of, from my understanding, it's like Reddit for like the youths.
Which explains entirely why I don't know.
Yeah, that's just how I was sitting here like, what?
But I'm willing to find out.
Yeah.
If you get on there, you can support us by joining one of our many tiers, and they will give you things like our Big Book of Fun, stat cards for our monsters and our items, and our all-new commentaries, where the girls finally get to listen to the full episodes, all the bits you get and they don't. You get to hear what they think about them, and they get to they get to navigate their way through the series just like you have done. And of course, you can also get a little section called D&D with me, which is not playing D&D with me because I don't have enough time left for that. It is just finding out how to play D&D in the style that we've been doing that here. So, if you're interested, find us.
Yeah, and guys, like the biggest complaint we get is that there's not enough episodes. So if you want more episodes, you got to join because we work full time.
And we don't want to. We want to make that clear.
We
also want more episodes.
We also, if my job was to get drunk and play D&D, everyone's happy.
You can make dreams come true.
For just $3 a month.
I think one of them is about $3 a month, yeah. Anyway, we're out there somewhere. Find us. Thanks.
Oh, and another thing, we don't have enough Instagram followers. Guys, if you're listening, why don't you follow us on Instagram? Because that's where we talk to you. That's where we respond to you.
We get back to everybody, yeah.
So yeah,
Almost,
we honestly, because I go on almost every night and read through. Get on Instagram if you want to interact with us more regularly. Because we want to interact with you. We need that for our egos.
I'm keen to check out the Discord though. Like I've never used Discord, and I feel like this would be a great time for me to start.
I got to turn this off because we're going to be. The part after the episode is longer than the episode.
Gotcha.